Guys, I feel like I'm currently wearing a fluffy cloud. That's what I feel like I'm wearing. What do you feel like you're wearing?
I feel like this is just velvet. This is just voluptuous. Honestly, I love this. This is the Collection 26 X Reilly's Gaff tee.
Look at that colourway, guys. They've gave us their own colourway. This is the one you want to be getting, guys. And I touched you there and it felt a bit weird near the ribcage and that. But hey, we're back, guys. And honestly, Collection 26, these are the new t-shirts, guys. Get at them. This is like the winter sort of range, winter colourway. So as you can see, we're working with some reds and some pinks here. What are you working with?
I'm working with some purples and some pinks and some blues.
Some indigos.
I think this is one's like especially for like your granny's Christmas.
Yeah.
That's like coming up to Christmas.
Your granda would love this for Christmas. So get at them, guys. They're always sponsoring us. They're always providing us with some beautiful garments. Look at this stuff. Look at it. Do you know why I buy this? Are you a fucking idiot, mate? So I use the code Reilly's Gaff. And remember to use it, guys. It will just show the sponsors that we're doing a fantastic job. So it's a good way to support the podcast, guys. So use the code Reilly's Gaff. Get 10% off your order for your granny's Christmas with this t-shirt.
All the details will be in the description.
Aye, all the links and that. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
These bad dance make it hurt.
Guys, welcome to
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing today? Derek Chuck here for the Bears and the Big Blues podcast. With yours truly, my pal, JB McCausland, JB.
How are we doing, Del? Yeah, I'm over the moon to have travelled with yourself via the jet skis down the Clyde from Lake Loch Lomond from my beautiful ranch in the Trossachs. We've arrived here at the G4 Claims. The Reilly's Gaff team have actually provided some beautiful pakora, some beautiful bottles of Budweiser for us all. We're happy to let this roll, baby.
Sean and Ben Ewart in today. Beautiful stuff. Fucking started with the Bells House.
Oh mate, that was unreal. I loved that.
We might as well dive into the Bells House while we're in the Bells House.
Aye, when we're in the Big Blue House.
Talk to us, guys.
We're here to reveal all. We're here to put some things to bed. As you know, Bears House is no longer a thing, and we want to address what the people want to know.
Right. A tell-all interview.
It's a tell-all interview.
It is.
So what you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Derek Chuck, also known as Ben Ewart. I've came clean.
I can't believe this.
This guy's not coming clean to anything. Like, he's just sitting like this.
The other one's me, obviously.
Speak to yourself.
That's what I'm saying. JB is that was me. Aye.
Sure,
Them
yeah.
didn't knows.
So see the Bells House, because I remember I stumbled into the Bells House quite late. I think I stumbled into the Bells House. Aye, quite late, but I feel like it was going on for a while. Do you know? I at first I actually thought it was a real
Mate, so
thing.
did I.
I did.
So did I.
I swear.
I
And
genuinely did.
I'm no noob. I've been around this block a few times.
Mate, I think you could probably find a quote tweet for me going, "Oh, these cunts serious."
Aye, mate, same. And then see the way I listened to it, I was like, this is too funny to be serious. When did you even start doing it?
Well, what we've done is, obviously me and Ben are always putting battle-ups on Twitter and all that, mad voice notes and that, and we put a few things in our own accounts and that, because basically the start of it was we were listening to all these Man Celtic podcasts, and we were listening to a few, also Celtic supporters, but listening to Mad Rangers podcasts as well.
Like just for the comedy thing.
Aye, just for the comedy, and we're like, see the fucking hosting these things, man. We're like, what are they fucking smoking, by the way? So you're like, right, let's do a BAM up, and then we done a BAM up, and then we said, right, we need to make an account, see how far this goes.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's that's basically how.
Do you remember? But like, was there a certain? Did it always start off as like them being raging about a game?
No, sorry to interrupt you, Ben, by the way. I think it's basically Rangers weren't doing too well at that point, and there was a lot of anger on social media.
A lot of angry bears.
There's a lot of growling bears. And basically, let's do something here, and that's how it started. But it's basically based on their form, but the tables have turned now. The tables have turned massively.
That's the thing. Do you think you would still be doing it if? No.
See, this is a thing, right? We always had an agreement. If 55 happens, the Bears House, that's it. If Celtic win the 10, Bears House is gone. Because like obviously it was brilliant. We absolutely loved doing it. The party was incredible. Had a lot of good feedback, and it was just a bit of satire. Some people took it a wee bit too serious. You know what I mean?
Aye, definitely. I think, but I think
a proper sensible heat.
That's what I was going to say. Like, anybody with an actual sense of humour, like I've got pals that are Rangers fans that would send me it and be like, too funny and all that. Do you know what I mean?
But the thing is, like, you've obviously got a lot of Celtic fans like, oh, this is absolutely brilliant. But then alongside that, you've also got like the Rangers that is in that pure, that's absolutely bang order. I'm not having this. I'm not having this.
There's a certain IQ score that when you go under that, you start getting fuming at it. I think that's what it is.
The thing is that there was people who I would regard as having a certain degree of intelligence who were getting quite upset about it. And when Celtic were doing pretty poor, I was getting messages calling me out, and I was like, well, obviously that must have upset them at some point, which is quite sad.
It's
quite sad.
So if Celtic lost a game and we done a Bears house pure, oh, this is brilliant, by the way, you'd have Celtic fans like DMing you like, oh, terrible timing.
The thing is, like, me and Ben have our mates that would text us saying and try to get to date are boys that go to Ibrox and then they go to away games and all that. They were the ones that were saying, keep doing this. Do you know what I mean? So
built up momentum.
Cool, but obviously,
because like, there's always been like Scottish football satire, like only an excuse and all that. Like that's always been a thing, and they've to get pure raging at it. And that's why I think sometimes.
I think it was because I think there was a pure sensitivity. It's like probably like your support last year, like Celtic support, the way when 10 in a row was getting stopped and that, the way that it felt, and then to be at that level, and then you've got the cunts like taking the piss out. That's what I think. That's what. But surely, as I said, I've got Rangers, the staunchest of Rangers fans, saying they used to send me going, no, what, I need to hold my hands up. It's fucking funny as fuck. No, I loved as well. Like, so see at the start and how obviously it developed into like there were certain things you'd always talk about, the Pecora, the Budweiser. Was this just shit that you realised air time doing it, or was
it wasn't even? See, to be honest, it was more for us about we get more a buzz out of the actual characters and all the stuff like so. JB was always getting attacked and all that, and we were like putting up my tweet saying that JB McCausland's Jagger has been stormed at George Square and all that. And then obviously how they done a thing how they met, and it was like JB was got attacked again at Brighton Cross, and then Derek Chug came up with a bit of Pecora. I can't even remember.
It was like Derek Chug was in like the Crimson Star or something like that, and he got assaulted, and he was like pure lying in like a pile of like Pecora sauce, eating Pecora green, and then this car is a chauffeur driven by Sergio. He had an actual driver, and then the door slides open, and then there's JB McCausland lends a bear a helping hand. Do you know what I mean?
He lent a paw,
mate.
A bear lent a paw.
Mate, that's like a fucking Marvel origin story.
But mate, it was so good, and I've always wondered. Like I wondered at the time as well. Did you just used to just record and just see what came out your mouth, or was it like I'm going to say this, you're going to say that? What was it?
No, basically, see the iMovie. We would like right. So see the editing. I was like a bear with a Budweiser and then, like a hat and all that. Like, I put that mad icon hat. It's not what it is.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses. And basically, I used seeing Snapchat. You can cut things out. I don't have Snapchat anymore. I'm too old for that. I cut out the things and then download a picture for Google and then put it on, and then the font was always my Snapchat font. And then the way we done it is see iMovie, you can do a voice recording or a picture, and that's how we done it.
But did you think about what you were going to say in it before it?
So we never really scripted things like the early days. It was just totally just off the cuff. Let's talk about this, and then we just bounced off each other as we do. But then towards the end, like we'd say, right, if the result of the game is this is what we'll kind of edge towards, but it's just things you see during the week as well. I remember, do you remember that one? I think it was Rangers away at Kelly or something, Ryan Kennedy's top half, and he was like pure standing like a mad gallant swordsman. So all that, we'll just go with that. And then just things like the golden buds and all that as well.
That was amazing.
Talk to us about the golden buds. People don't know about this.
Me and Ben, right, we went to our auntie and was like, alright, can we use, she stays in Denison, we're like, can we use your garden to paint these buds? She's like, aye, right, okay.
I knew
went away to B&Q and bought mad gold paint and that and sat in our garden. It was the summer and it was a pure cracking day. I was sitting there painting these buds, and my uncle and Matty were like, what are you actually doing? I'm like, no, just this mad giveaway thing. You know what I mean? So we wanted to do a mad treasure hunt and that, make it exciting.
We made that.
Actually done it.
We didn't think, but obviously I think the page is like 11,000 followers or something like that. I wonder if any cunt will actually go out here and hunt for the buds, and they did. So we went to like the John Knox statue, King Billy statue.
Ibrox, the staunchest locations, wasn't it?
It was just a laugh, but people actually done it, and obviously they're engaging, mate, and we're getting a buzz off. Like, we put one outside the Bristol bar under a cone, And we put a picture up and some cunt got it within about 6 minutes.
It's
Like,
crazy.
oh my God, man.
They all get snatched up like within minutes. Like,
So every one of them got found?
every single one of them got fun.
Fucking
Like,
hell,
we
that's
put
mad.
Like the Brigton bandstand one, that was like 6 minutes. A guy's like,
That's
oh, got it.
unreal.
'Cause it was a mad little live thing in the Twitter, and
Aye.
people are like,
Just a laugh in it.
Because
But what? So did you just have it in like if somebody was it just like who could find it? You're
No,
only
we
going to
made-
give away a mad prize or something for it, were you?
no, we made a
What
treasure
was the
map.
prize, Evan?
Aye, true.
We had
Big-
the treasure map.
Big Missus get one and it proudly sits in his living room.
Is
Like,
it?
If I found one, it would be on my mantelpiece with my trophies and that.
Podcast of the year.
They ones. So see when you are doing the Bells House, is there like, because obviously there was so many. I mean at that time Rangers were losing every, like there was something bad happening to them every week. It was like you must have got excited about fucking, see if you seen a result, you must have actually been like, oh here we go, this is going to be a belter.
Aye, it was funny, right? Because you could just tell it. You could just say, like, I'd get a text off Sean who's like, emergency podcast, right? Emergency podcast, right? Just like the wee mad the klaxons and all that. So we would do that, but there's also a thing we want to mention. What about that alternatives?
Right, so
right?
right, for
Listen,
them they watching this, it thinks they're just mad bitter Celtic fans. We actually tried to do a Celtic podcast taking the piss out of Celtic supporters.
Oh, that's mad.
Right, and we called it Alternatives, right? So this was at the same time as Bears in the Big Blue House was on Twitter. And then cunts were messages like, aye, this is just a fucking pound shot Bears House.
and shite
this is
Bears House
shite
and all that.
Oh.
Seriously,
Well,
aye.
but that just shows you.
Could they tell it was you, you think? Nah.
I don't know,
think
but
so.
still, but
Could you
like,
do, like,
I don't
one
think
of
they
the-
would think they would
was
both
funny,
make
man.
the
Could you do one of the voices for it? Could you do like one of the typical
It was
conversations?
like a pure like, hey there, John Paul. It's Paddy here from Alternatives. Like, see, just a pure mad
mate,
West
there's
End
so
guy.
many.
There's
Celtic
others, isn't
podcasters and that pure. I'm not too happy with Anthony Ralston's performances. I think he should be in a building site.
know,
But I just
our guy's a guy called like Kevin Maguire. He's like, I'm just gutted with a score. Lennox has to go now. It's unacceptable. Just all that part.
Aye,
But people,
but people
this is
didn't
high.
taste it.
Aye, but that shows you. Well, obviously, me being a Celtic supporters, but it just showed you like, the Rangers
Aye.
supporters were quite overall pretty good with it.
Aye,
But the
aye,
Celtic fans like bang man.
Celtic fans going to take
Mate,
it.
and that's why I wouldn't do it like
Aye.
that again now, because it's just
It's too
much
divisive.
hassle
It's
for
too
what it's worth.
divisive,
So
I know,
honestly,
innit?
man,
Aye,
it's
I know.
but actually, what you don't realise is, right, see for the with 13,000 followers or something like that, and the amount of good feedback we had, people loving it. Like, a lot of my pals, Rangers fans, Celtic fans, it was brilliant, right? That's why we done it, because people loved it. But you always had that element of people, football supporters, Celtic and Rangers fans, that just take themselves far too seriously.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? They just take
The
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 football.
loyalty to the team is too strong,
Too
it's too
seriously.
means too much
Full-
to
it's
them.
some people's full like lives.
Their personality has got to your football,
mate,
aye.
It's sad, you know what I mean? It's a lack of personality. Do you know what I mean? Just pick a football team that defines you as a person.
Aye, this is me, my full life, I know. See,
I'll
see-
personally go anywhere, see if I can get a free ticket for Ibrox. I'll go see if I get a wee munch and stuff like that. I know I'm a big Celtic fan and all that.
Well,
I used to be
let's-
in the Huddle Club, bro, right?
Let's talk
And
about
I would-
your hoodie, mate.
Right, okay.
The Blantyre Albion hoodie
This is who me and Big
and
Jamie
Collection
Boy.
26.
Me and Jamie Boy, Sundays.
Sundays.
The finest team.
The finest in the
all
land.
All of Blantyre. Like the 5 teams, but finest team in
So
all
I
of
don't know. I
Blantyre.
know yous were pretty viral for the Belsus, but we've got another viral man in here, Sean Ewart, because I heard he
viral?
scored an absolute
Oh
wonder.
my
Can we pull it up, Joseph?
Oh, God.
Right, I think we've actually got the video now. So talk us through what's going through your head here.
Well, mate, actually, I had a cooked breakfast just before the game, and I was happy for Ross Shevlin to give me the ball here just to put it in the goal.
Oh.
Right, it's not bad, it's alright, but I'd like to congratulate all my teammates for making this happen. It was nothing
Humble.
to do with me. I'm very humble. I had a lovely cooked breakfast before it, and all that was going through my head when I was on that part was, I need the toilet, right? So that was maybe a wee excuse for me to get half a part, you run to the toilet, be celebration at the toilet, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. End up getting hooked after half time.
Did you? After school?
But I know an eye, but we can talk that.
Just to get the applause in, obviously, coming off and that.
Aye, of course.
That must have been
I
it.
did talk to all my fans in it.
67th minute.
What's the final decision, Petershill or Real?
He's thinking about it.
That's hard, bro.
Mhm.
I've been to Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Springburn. And Madrid doesn't have that shopping centre, does it?
No, it does
I've
not.
not got a Greg's, you know what I mean,
And
mate?
I can't access the college for nothing in Madrid.
No.
Whereas I can go to the Springburn College for nothing, so it'd have to be Pisa, you know what I mean?
Peasy Hill, man.
It's just the
Aye.
It's a
sensible
logical thing to
Aye,
do.
close
I
to
know,
family
man.
and stuff. I don't like all that abroad and all that.
Aye.
So obviously, guys, we know you as Down JB. We know Sean and Ben Ewart. Twitter hooligans, can we say?
Aye, I would
They are
say
kind
that,
of
aye.
hooligans on Twitter, I would say.
Definitely, aye.
But we don't know about Sean and Ben Ewart when they were in school. Tell us a bit about what you were like in school. Were you always like the class clowns?
Yeah, well, we used to wear a blazer and it was stitched together in case my mum, that she was worried that we would lose each other in school because we didn't have any of our friends. So that's what high school was like for me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Chinese blazer.
School was alright. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but it was a good laugh. Do you know what I mean? Like
We used the same, but we used like.
Aye, we always stuck together.
I
Always had the same group of pals and stuff like that. Like we've never. You see, you get twins and all that people don't go on with each other. That's some mad serial killer
We
shit.
used
right
to be
there.
pals
Aye.
with two twin brothers and they were polar opposite each other.
Yous were pals with another pair of twins.
Seriously,
That
aye.
is insane. Imagine seeing that in a night out. That'd be crazy.
Aye,
Imagine you went into a gaff at like 5 a.m. You're like, aye, get in, and you're like, whoa.
Aye,
What the
mate,
fuck?
usually seen double, you're seeing
Were they
quadruple.
identical as well?
Aye, they were identical, even more so than me and Sean. Like,
I've never heard that, Jamie. You said seen double. I've actually never heard them to say that.
Mate, see, to be fair, see when we've been in gaffs and like it gets to like 6, 7 a.m. See when yous are supposed still there, I'll be like looking at and like I'm staring at yous and I'm like, is that fucking Sean or Ben? But when we're sober, it's no an issue.
I've never had a problem, I don't think.
See, being a twin, you get very interesting things said to you all the time. It's always the same things like, so Sean, see Ben, see if he feels pain. Do you feel pain?
We need to delete a couple of the
Actually,
questions.
a couple of years ago, Ben was not doing me a bus in Circuit Hall Street and my organ started failing. As in my work, my organ started failing. No, it's absolute nonsense.
You get the telepathic questions, but the ones that
Can I ask that?
Of course.
Are you telepathic?
Ask us to say a word or something like that and we'll say a word.
Right,
First
right.
thing comes to your head.
Say a number.
Tangerine.
Concrete.
Confirmed. Obviously, you're saying yous were the same as in you hung about each other, blah blah blah. What was like was your personalities always the same? Like yous were always trying to do like things for a laugh, like the way yous are now. Were you still like that in school and that?
We were always up for a laugh in school, you know
Aye.
what I mean? Part of it was good group of pals in that. It was about everybody bounced off each other. But
Aye.
we didn't really think about like making like comedy stuff at that age, I think, because like in our school we didn't have like drama. You know what I mean? That was like that party and obviously Scottish riddy culture as well.
Aye.
But if you try to do anything at all, any arts, you get laughed at and you get ridiculed. Rightly so, in many occasions, right?
Aye.
Rightly so. But at school, it just wasn't really a thing then. It was just you're a teenager and that, just
Aye.
getting on with things, you know.
Your generation's quite unforgiving, but I think.
Yous are a wee bit old. Yous are a wee bit older than us.
I'm
Yous are-
50 now.
28, but I think
Growing up, I know everybody says it in all the podcasts, like, can't she being different coming from here and all that. But I think the truth is, see it like a teenager and that, no fucking chance you're gonna do things. I mean, see nowadays, obviously the kids are on TikTok and they're making videos and they're willing to express themselves, which I think is absolutely brilliant.
Aye.
Back when we were younger and that, you would just say, you stick out like a fucking sore thumb. man.
Aye.
And you'd be like,
Aye,
So
"Right,
you
you're
get
doing-"
called a lot of homophobic slurs.
I
Oh,
thought
things
I
like
know
that.
that,
You would, aye.
But see,
100%,
obviously you're saying
100%.
about school and that. You work it obviously in a school environment. Would you think it's different? Obviously, we're saying that's different. The creative side, people doing arts and stuff like that, and people are a bit more open with things now. But would you think it's changed for like when you were in school till in a school now? Would you think it's different?
I would say now that, well, when we were younger, probably the issues in school with young people were probably antisocial behaviour, and it was mainly behavioural issues, whereas now I think if young people are suffering of an issue, it tends to be their mental health. I think that obviously when I was younger, when I was 15, 16, I didn't know what mental health was, categorically
Aye.
didn't know what it was.
Nothing.
You've maybe heard like terms like depression or anxiety and all that kind of thing, but I hadn't actually heard it in that context, whereas now a lot of kids are quite clued up and, you know, they're more intact with their emotions and stuff like that, whereas I think that your generation would potentially put a mask over their emotions and not be willing to open up, whereas now I think the young people are more vocal, which is a good thing.
So
It's
do you think-
brilliant, aye.
Sorry mate, sorry, no, I was going to say, like, do you think just because you're like, when you work with Waynes and that, do you think it's like only that we, like, older people used to kind of hide if they were feeling a certain way, or do you think now there's actually something that's happened,
Do you think there's maybe a problem
something
now
in
with it?
society that's
Well,
changed?
social media obviously, isn't it?
Aye.
Like,
Aye.
I mean, there was like Bebo and fucking Pixel and Freewebs and that. Remember Freewebs?
No,
Nah, weird too.
that's a
I
weird.
saw
Showing your age, yeah.
I but all that was kicking about, but obviously, see, I know, like, so see, you went to school, your generation went to school, see somebody wanted to get in contact with you, they could have maybe, if you had a phone, you could have got a text message or a phone call, but they wouldn't be able to get in social media, whereas now I think the young people are contactable 24/7. It's like information constantly getting overloaded to them. I don't think that's a healthy thing. Do you know what I mean?
It's like it's confusing them a bit. Don't know what to think. I think also there was always a pressure in school, like a social pressure. It's like a social pressure fucking melting pot. It's like fucking. It's just. It's like and it's like. Even now, I would say it's probably even worse now because they know like if they do something embarrassing, everybody in their school's got, and then not even just them, the other schools near them, they're all going to see it because it's going to be in Snapchat, it's going to be in TikTok, and they get embarrassed about doing certain things and people getting battered and it being shared and that. It's even worse when we were at school.
With that, again, I should return to the Riddy culture, which is a thing in Scotland particularly. I don't think it's as bad in London. Obviously, I couldn't tell, I'm not from London, I'm no English, I couldn't comment on that, but anybody you see who's trying to be a wee bit extroverted or try to do anything substantially different, if you don't fit in with your wee pals, and you've all got the same haircut, and you've all got the same wee bloody caps and that, trainers, you know what I mean, they're all dressed the same, they're all sheep, but we were all like that as well. But anything at all, if they put a video up online and it gets shared, they're going into school the next day, you don't know what you're facing. We didn't have that, you know what I mean?
See an example, man, remember at school, or the kids that were into like rock music or like Slipknot and that, they used to get tortured, man.
Still do.
Still do. I tell you what, that's shocking, man. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's like, shocking. I think that's why you are such a sheep when you're in school, because you don't want to stick out. You don't want to be the one that's getting pointed at, going, look at that cunt. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to be that guy, so you just go, right, what's everybody else wearing? I'll just wear that and all.
Even you'll know.
And the ones that don't do that are like made to feel ridiculed, and that even goes on to like our age and all. Like, see, like even people doing videos, fucking with Kaz Milligan, or anybody that's doing something that's no a widely accepted thing, is like people want to try and tear them down. It's no healthy.
For my example, I was walking down Duke Street the other day, just with my Levi's my Levis 501s on, with no tap on, and people are just looking at me. Like growling at me for just cutting about Duke Street and
no, they won't.
That's the Duke Street uniform, mate.
Yeah, baby.
He's wearing a pair of Levis jeans.
Levis,
get him.
Aye, but obviously we're talking about you working in a school, and then you done your community development degree.
Yes.
Obviously that's what I'm doing /was doing / who knows. What made you get into that sort of field of things? Why have you always wanted to kind of help out younger people, or like help out people in general?
I think one of my talents would be I'm quite a sociable person. I'm quite trustworthy. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
Is that
a job interview?
I know. This is a job interview.
These fucking trust me, boys. Right, so I wanted to work with people, but I wanted to, obviously people are like, like, see everybody that talks to me about kind of what I do or the degree and that, that must be so rewarding, but you don't think like that. It's like, well, naturally just got into it and started getting involved in youth work and stuff like that. Went to college and ended up got to university. Obviously get the academic side behind you as well, because that's important, because you need to understand the theoretical knowledge of why society's like this, why people behave in a certain way. So I went away to do a degree and had like placements working with refugees and asylum seekers, which was an amazing experience. Worked with young people across Glasgow, South Lanarkshire. So dead interesting.
What was it you did with like, asylum seekers and that?
It was part of a men's group. It was a governed community project, and we had a men's group and we like helped them like, fill forms out. It was obviously a lot of the guys were English as their second language, so they would struggle with the sort of the system. So we would assist them with that, but we done played like football together, went trips up to like the Wallace Monument. Honestly, brilliant experience. None of that naughty stuff. No chance. See, nowadays I know, but like I think about a lot is how do you measure success? Like how do people say, oh, you've got a successful life? Usually it's with the amount of fucking money, materialistic things you've got, what motor you drive, where do you stay.
That doesn't count, but
So
then
that's
it's
right.
like, what's the
right.
use having all that and then no being happy? You need to be happy first.
Having all the good shit, man.
This
Having all the money.
isn't it, brother? This is getting very serious, by the way.
I know, man.
I like this serious stuff.
I love money and motors and whiskies and that. I'm alright doing that.
You're a scumbag.
I love motors and all that.
And Hershey's, I love Hershey's.
Like Jamie Kelly, the petrol head.
I love Hershey's.
Bricks, wood hoosies, bird hoosies, glass hoosies,
Mate,
all
do you like a
hoosies.
cat house, mate? You're fucking golf bass. That was gas me saying I was getting
I know you're the kids in the sun.
No, you're shouting.
Just that dirty hypocrite, boy.
Are you sorry you're a
That
golf?
fucking crap.
What have we been talking about there? Who knows? I've been happy in that. So, what is the use in, you know, having all that money if you're not happy? You even get all these like rich guys who, I mean, look at the salary men in Japan, right? Like the ones that go up for like 14 hours a day. You know what I mean?
Sleep for half an hour.
I sleep in the office and all
Sleep
that.
standing up in trains and that. What's that called? Is that a word
Oh,
for
I've
it
seen that in
there?
China, mate.
Aye.
Because China's so long, it's like the train's going for like 13 hours and all that just to get to their normal work.
But
So people
13 hours to your
starting
work?
up like that. Honestly, and they all wear nappies and all. Being serious.
But boys, I agree with that as well, because when you are recording podcasts and stuff at night, when you go to bed, I am up hustling. And
The hustler mindset.
I am up hustling, earning and burning. I am working when you are in the gym. I am there 1 hour earlier and stuff.
So this is a new thing into it. Like, see this mad grind set that people have. I think it's absolutely mental that there's people that think that like they need to have a side hustle. You know what I mean? You need to have 2 jobs. That's not normal. But it's just became a thing. I just think it's people just.
I think that's a lot. Must be a lot to do with the fact that like the living costs, just being alive in the UK especially, have got so much bigger, and the wages haven't moved with that. So it's like people are needing to start punting all sorts and doing weird stuff, mate.
Punting mad weird shit. There's that thing, drop shipping. You heard of that?
I've seen a couple of geezers on it.
It's like you're advertising like something, like you're saying like on a website or whatever. You're saying like you can buy this for, say it was like a tenner. But then they would just order it for China. Know how stuff takes like 4 weeks to come and 3 weeks to come in that. They would just order it for like £3 on that, but they would deliver it to the address that they were selling it to. So they're never ever losing money. Do you know what I mean?
And I mean, I've seen people like pure.
It's pure bad.
Like you see the guys and they're in like they'll have like. They'll be in a mad penthouse in like London. They'll be pure guys. Like you can have this lifestyle. Join, sign up for my free drop. Is it drop shipping?
Aye.
Drop shipping course. And like
it's a pure bad thing,
it's
mate.
selling a mad fake, and it's preying on mad people that are like desperate and think, oh, if I just sign up for this free course, I'm going to be a millionaire. It's like,
see, that the thing is, we live in the culture, like see like Instagram and that, and influencers. It's people want to get things that they can't afford, and I think that they try to platform that there's options that anyone can afford this. We'll work our way out, payment packages and all that, but it's not realistic.
No.
Like, that's the thing with social media, isn't it?
It's selling like fake lifestyle, and it's like it's not even just fake. It's unattainable. It's no natural. It's no anything that's going to. I mean, to an extent, but like see like what we're talking about, these mad guys who are coming on with the Lamborghinis and being like, sign up for this course, you can be financially free. They're hitting mad buzzwords.
It's financial freedom.
Financial freedom, be your own boss, that's the other one. Have you ever thought about being your own boss?
Obviously, everybody has.
I fucking thought about it, mate. You fucking bamming me up.
Why is that cunt with a Lamborghini putting videos up and adverts on Instagram?
Why you not just living your life, mate?
Oh, mate.
Exactly, Joe.
Mate, do you know what that's like? Duncan Bannatyne sells a book that's like how to become a multi-millionaire, and it's like literally it says in this book you'll become a millionaire. And it's like you can become a millionaire by selling a book for £25 to hunt all these people. Do you know what I mean? It's so daft.
They're hustling this, man. But obviously we've had the Byres house. And then, you know, why don't actually we talk about, because we have all met through these videos, haven't we, really?
Aye.
Because I never even knew yous when I lived in Vietnam. Like, we never knew each other at all. And I would see, like, tweets going up, I'm having an 8-course business lunch. It would be like, if Selleck were going to sign somebody, it'd be like, I'm trying to think of ones, that it would be like, so say it was even, who could it be? Like, what can you remember any you'd done? I remember it would be like transfer targets, like it's mad South Americans, and you'd be like, I'm out in the west end of Glasgow currently, having a 9-course business lunch. The client says he has no interest in Glasgow Celtic, and it'd be like, that would be it.
Anger. That was how kind of just my things are.
Seeing through that, that's the first time I sort of seen your stuff, and then I remember like when I came back from Vietnam, I think I put a story up and you replied to it, but it's mad because if you think about it, right, the only reason I know Paul, Doc, Paul Black, Mark, the only reason we all know each other is because of yous. If you think about that.
No, it's well, everybody knows each other through the internet. I think the thing about the internet is it filters out the shite, you know, in your local area.
It doesn't.
No, but it's a good thing because obviously it connects people that are like-minded and maybe get similar interests and stuff like that, whereas with the people that you grow up with, you know what I mean, like, Obviously, it's not the case, innit? It's just
Aye.
picking the best at a bad bunch. Get on, boys. Get on.
It's just a bit of networking, isn't it? You
Yeah,
know, it's
social networking, that's what it is,
How many
guys.
followers you got, man? We should meet up, coffee, beer.
He's got 10k, he's legit.
I would love
Yeah.
to buy you a pint, Evan. Jamie, I'd love to buy you a pint. Why don't we meet up?
We should arrange this 100%.
That's basically what it was. That's essentially what it was. But obviously, with like your new content moving forward, these are going to stay away for the fit boy, I think.
100%.
Aye.
Oh, that was fucking mad.
Speak, you can't speak now. I just said that.
Anyway. Sorry.
The first thing I seen, the first thing I seen of yours was like on a bus, like talk about LSV and shit, and it's that mad voice. It's liquid cocaine.
Aye, guys. See, we were wondering actually. See, like. Obviously, you get my videos and like say Paul and that, but they're like mostly sketches where you actually like to. You almost like to pull the wool over people's eyes, eh? Why do you think you prefer that? Like that whole, like listen to what I just heard on the bus. Why do you think you prefer that to like sketches?
The thing that I loved about that, obviously we was kind of moving into the sketching now, but at that time, me and Sean absolutely loved just conning people because it just highlights how daft people on Twitter are. Like, see even Sean, like you see even you go
Mate,
back
you're
to
talking about me. I believe all mate.
See even
You
worse
see a
than
dumb
that.
fuck.
See when you go back to the fucking business lunch part that Sean was using, you genuinely like like why would Sean be having a 5-course business lunch in like Ecuador? Right? And then there's a Celtic fan like called like wee Marty 66. You're a fucking lying bastard, man. You're a fucking lying cunt, that.
He is interested.
The best thing about that was see when I had business lunch thing lying about being a fit boy agent. There was cunts that would check like the clock and the time in Ecuador and try to disprove it, and I was like, mate, get mad fathers not mad guys with wins try to disprove my
Aye, but their picture, their picture is like them and their 3 wains, and they all get Celtic caps, Celtic cap, and they're all like that in it.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
It's like wee Marty Junior and wee Martina.
Aye, the names in the back of the taps. Martin 1.
The dog walks in.
The keeper tip.
Aye.
But so they were all trying to disprove it. They just don't get it. Like,
I see back to the point that we're saying with the bam ups, you get many a buzz. It's like, see how you see all these tweets and it's all the mad crying faces, the 100 emojis, people make Glasgow and all that. Nay, that's fantastic video. People make Glasgow, that's amazing, give that shout out. But it's all that part of like, oh my god, I cannot believe this. See the one with the I don't know if anybody's, for anybody that's not seen it, basically me and Ben done a video pretending to be 2 guys on a bus, and we were speaking about the price of coffee like Starbucks, and it's fucking how expensive, fuck's sake, that. It's like, but you can get free LSV for £1 and it's like liquid cocaine, man.
That's like something you would do on a bus.
I but cunts for it was a bus because we went on the telly and put we typed in like bus engine sound effect and blasted it to her on the telly, and it's like
so it sounds like you're like videoing it. What I know the best thing about that video, you had this wee virtue signal that Coke tweeted it, pure saying heavy bad patter if you're videoing people behind their back trying to do it. You're like, joke's on you, baby.
In reverse, baby.
so do you prefer like no being like a mad like a face yet, if you know what I mean?
I think like the Byres house was anonymous, and then like I meant to ask you about the Byres house. I know, like, how did you feel when you seen it doing so well, but like there was no you weren't going to get, because obviously with my videos and like Paul's, it was like you post it and people are mailing you and they know like, oh, you love your videos, but with yours it was getting big and yours are getting 0 recognition. Was that weird for you?
See, the thing is, the buzz of the inside joke that we had with that, it was incredible. Like, do you remember that night when, I think it was one of the first times we went out for a pint, and you're like, by the way, that's Dale and JB. And that guy's like, no it isn't. He was like, do the accent. So I fucking done the accent like a mug, you know what I mean? Then I was showing him the Twitter, and he was like, nah, still use. And I'm like, alright then.
Mate, you've built it up to such a mythical stage that like, even if you're standing in front of somebody doing it, they're like, can it be, mate?
No.
See, the thing is, a pure perfect, that mad like 50-year-old like taxi driver, like pure staunch bear accent, you know what I mean?
Big Derek for Bell's Hill or something.
Big Del Chug guy.
So you were saying like the buzz of the inside joke was the hang for it, so it's not as if like you were doing that for like wanting things, like you could put things up because you kind of want like recognition and you want like hang with, but you was just doing it because you like doing it.
See, to be honest, Jamie, the only reason that we were doing it is for our fucking sales. We get a laugh at it.
That's class.
That's how it should ever be.
That was the only reason.
I think that's how
To be honest,
everybody.
do you know what I mean? Like,
We get a buzz at it.
you'd get people come, like only a few people knew, and then, do you know what I mean? One person knows, 10 people know, 100 people know, grows and grows and grows. People started to clock it was us, you know what I mean?
See, that's the problem with Glasgow. You can't keep any secrets. Everybody knows
They
each
are
other.
all
know what I
snakes.
mean?
Everyone in Glasgow is a snake.
Even your family
Every-
are snakes.
Exactly. I trust no one, even you boys. I'm actually recording this podcast right now, just in case there's any fucking messing about. You know what I mean?
Wearing the wire.
Come on.
Got a wire on, man.
I don't even trust myself, mate. And that's when you know the world is fucked, mate.
True, mate.
Fuck
I've
you
not got
boys.
any friends in this city. There's no friends in this city, only colleagues and acquaintances. Mate.
All my acquaintances and snakes, mate.
Snakes, mate. They say there's a rat problem in Glasgow. That's why the cleansing's right now. Solidarity, the cleaning boys. by
Solidarity,
the
the cleaning
Solidarity,
boys.
boy.
Pillar
But
of
there is a
workers.
fucking rat problem. It's not the ones with tails. Fuck's sake.
You should land you at quote 26, mate.
Nah, man.
The flat, how funny every person you bump into this week's like that. Mate, they're coming to save the climate. They're all coming in private jets now. That's all I've heard all week. It's true. It is true, but it's all. It's like the small. It's like when Leicester won the league. Right about that Leicester,
Yeah, that's
I
a
know,
lot.
mate.
Everybody
I
talks
love
about, mate.
see all the cunts that are moaning like, yeah, mate, I mean, it took me like fucking 3 hours to cross from fucking Byres Road to fucking Finniston where I live. I'm like, you're not even fae Finniston. You moved into Finniston. How did the original Finnistonites, I don't even know if that's a thing, how did they feel? How did they feel seeing you move into their community and ripping the fucking heart and soul out for fucking coffee shops?
Gentrification.
Well done, mate.
Gentrification,
Well done.
baby.
What I
That
know-
was fucking brilliant.
Do you want to know what else is heavy annoying about that as well? See, like, you obviously get the ones that are pure, I can't get to my house, and you're like, alright, okay, but then you get the guys like, fuck's sake, man, I can't get in that fucking Clydeside Expressway, fuck's sake,
aye.
these fucking, they're all just pigs in suits, and you're like, well, calm down, mate, it was going to be somewhere in the world, just deal with it
It's
for
a
2
positive-
weeks,
it's a
mate.
positive
Chill out,
thing.
man.
Look at all the
Aye, it's a
places.
good
How
thing.
the fuck's it here, mate?
I know it's class, but I seen a tweet. Like, I'm not pure calling out one tweet, right? But I seen a tweet today. It was like,
Call them out, fuck it.
fucking
Call them out.
Name
names.
you fucking
Name
idiot.
names, you fucking-
Get their name right there.
Name names, James, you shitbag.
No, but they said something like, oh, it's weird how like the COP26 is happening in Glasgow, but we're all just left out it. I was like, what do you want to do?
Dude, you're going to get
Like,
invited
they
to
actually
it.
said that, mate, and then it had like 5,000 likes and that, and you're like,
Well,
why are you all feeling pure hard done
know,
by?
man.
It's here.
Aye, it's like it's taking you half an hour longer to get up the road. Like, just let's just chill out a bit.
Everyone were handing out tickets. Joe Biden's appearing at Bellahouston Park for doing buses, and you can go and see him and shake his hand.
Well,
and he's
actually,
here now.
Sleep him, you can go and see him in his bed.
well, actually, I've actually been invited to the pits in Townhead for a game of five-a-sides. We've got the Dalai Lama, we've got Joe Biden, we've got Trudeau. What's his
Trudeau.
Justin
Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
We've
Justin
got,
Trudeau.
we've got Abdul Basit El Magrahi playing.
He's in goal.
He's deceased now.
You need to start after that finish, but you need to start on that
I'm
pitch,
not
mate.
sure, mate. When the big hitters are there, you're biddings, you're bidding. I'm not calling him Joe Biden. His real name's Joe Biden. I'm not saying Biden. It's
Why
Joe
no?
Biden.
Just
Because it's
decide.
funny.
It's funny, Biden's there, the Pope's there, the Queen, Prince Charles.
Is that who you're playing against?
They're in my team, obviously. I've got the big hitters now.
Mate, that was like a 10 or something.
I can't count.
See the ones that are pure screaming about the Clydeside Expressway being shut and all that, they're all fucking bastards and that, or politicians. See, even though Greta Thunberg doesn't really get on with the politicians, they're the first ones to shout at her and all that. See that wee cow?
You
Jesus.
seen the
Wee
picture?
lassie, man.
We need to pull this picture up and I will send you. There's a guy, right? She's at like central low level, mate, and she's on the escalator and she's like, and there's a guy that's like that. And it's just, mate, you need to see it. It's so good.
I bet he's this mad gammon bald guy, pure.
Aye,
love
mate,
him.
mid-life, mate, what? This is what I don't get. What are people so angry about? Like, why do
Aye.
people hate her so much? Because she's. What
Can
is-
I help the
what is
world?
the explanation? I'm trying to save the world. How dare you?
It's weird, mate.
How-
It's so
doesn't it-
strange.
That's what she said.
How dare you? How dare
She's
you?
turned into Hermione.
I don't. She does sound a bit like
I
Hermione.
think it's a degree of chauvinism. Like, see guys in their 50s, they're like pure, I'll sit in the house and the missus will do my dinner. See all they guys are?
Aye.
It's then pure, that wee lassie has no got a right to tell Ben in suits what to do. That's what it is.
Mate, it's like it's
mad.
Unconscious bias.
Fuck
Don't
me,
you
lassie.
see
it?
Don't tell me what you fucking do. It's like that. You don't fucking live your life, eh?
What about the old guys that say like, I hope you got here by like rowboat and all that.
Let her use transport.
Oh, man,
Because you crawled here through glass.
aye, she's just. I think that when she's a young lassie, and do you know what? Everything that she's shouting about is completely irrelevant, and I think she's fantastic person. I think she's brilliant. But the people that don't, right. So here's the example, right? I googled the other day, and there was one person calling her out. Who do you think it was? What celebrity in Britain do you think would call
Piers
her out?
Morgan.
Exactly. Banging the fucking money.
This is his thing though. Anybody who's viewed as a good person in the public eye, it's like attack them. It's just publicity. He's turned into like Katie Hopkins, isn't he, really?
It's clicks, innit? That's what they
It's
want.
clicks, it's
retweets,
quotes,
and
retweets.
that.
Try and play the devil's advocate in that, but it makes no sense. But by the way, I'll give Paul Dock a shout out here. He wrote a belter, a tweet about that. He says, I seen you, it's something like, your dash shot it for Greta Thunberg outside Blue Lagoon.
Mate, have you seen the video in Govan? She's going, you can stick your climate crisis up your arse.
You can stick your climate crisis up your arse. You can stick your climate crisis. Stick your climate crisis. Stick your climate crisis up your arse.
Mate, there's
Go on, Greta.
Go on, Greta.
Do it for Govan. Do it for Govan.
You come in the boat.
They're up the solo to Govan. Don't get me started on that one. The shipyards.
Oh, mate, but I seen so many like cunts quote tweeting it like that. Fucking what's going on with this planet and all that. See, to be fair, I did watch it last night in my bed and I was kind of thinking, it's like that thing, am I living in a simulation right now? What the fuck is Greta Thunberg in Govan right now? What is actually, do you know what I mean? Like, it's very like, what the fuck
It's
is
a
it?
glitch in the Matrix.
I know, it's like, is this real?
Did you see the Prince Charles hologram fell up the stairs yesterday?
No.
Mate, he fell up the
Joseph,
stair.
can you pull that up?
Mr. Sausage Fingers.
Mate,
He's kind of addicted, but nobody knows,
Aye,
and he
mate,
just
but-
kept on going.
I heard that, like, I never seen it, right, but I heard somebody, like, he pure following, like, tripped, and then just, now that way you'd be like, oh, fucking, tripped it, like, you acknowledge it so that, just to get it out of the way, he just went up and kidded on it never happened, but that's a Royals thing, innit, that's a, never,
Mate,
That's
that's
like-
like see when you fart in public transport, and then you just kind of you're listen. We all fart, yeah. We've all done it. Well,
Do you address it?
ladies don't fart.
no.
They never
Oh,
fart.
well,
Okay,
listen,
And they have
never fart.
but
cuties.
sometimes you like fucking. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes it just comes out.
And do you address that on the subway?
I
I
don't
just
mind a
pretend
wee-
it doesn't happen.
It depends how
James.
busy the train is before you let off a fart. If it's just you and somebody else in the carriage and you fart and you're like,
Can I ask you a question?
guilty.
What's the most suspect thing you have done in public transport?
In public transport, had a wank today.
Did you?
Kidding on.
I remember my pal, and we all know Pagey Boy, right? I need to tell the first Pagey story in the podcast.
Right.
I was we were at the snooker down in Mount Florida, right? And we're bouncing back, and he's like, fucking Pagey obviously partakes in a bit of the devil's lettuce, cabbage, whatever you want to say. So we're on the train back, and he's like, flat to roll a joint, man. I'm like, alright, what? And he's like, I'll just stay in the train. And I'm thinking, oh, he's going to just go into the toilet and just roll it. And he's like, as soon as we sat down, mate, pure busy train, it's about 5:30, right? Mount Florida station, we go on it, and he's actually like that, just sits and goes, right, and gets the skins out and that, like sitting, right, like starting, different rolling a fag or something, emptying the bud into it. And I'm like, mate, is this actual happening now? I'm like, mate, just fucking dating it. Sound, who's going to say it in fuck's sake? Then I'm like, at least it'll be alright because the ticket collector won't come. It's just these people judging us now. Mate, 2 seconds later, my door opens, boom, ticket collector. Tickets, boys. I'm like, is this fucking happening?
He's like 2 minutes, bro.
Mate, I swear he was still like, mate, ticket, 2 minutes, mate. And then, mate, I was like, this cunt's going to like say Gaff, and he was just like, got your tickets, and we showed him them. And then he just went away, and I was like, what a sound guy, you know what I mean? But that is a very weird thing that's happened to me on public transport.
Public transport's
In
just
fact,
like
I've got another public transport
Back
story,
then.
right? I'm on a train back for the town, right? Argyle Street, I got on it. I think I was out for dinner or something, but no, I was myself. No, I was out with my mum and dad, and then I came back myself on the train, right? So I'm sitting Saturday night on the train, and I'm sitting, and I see this stoter getting on at rugby, right? And now that way you're like, fucking don't come anywhere near me, man. You're just one of they cunts pure bouncing about, right? And he came on and he sat on the seats right across from me, right? So I'm just sitting, and he's like that, pure looking at it. Now that way you can feel him pure looking at you at the corner of your eye. So he's like that to me, right? I'm like, what's happening, mate? And he's like that to me. What stop you getting off it? I'm like,
Why?
this is this guy's second fucking thing he's saying to me. What stop you getting off it? I was like, Fucking Cambuslang, I wasn't getting off at Cambuslang. Played. I'm street smart. I grew up in the streets. But so he's like to me, we up to night, all that. I'm like, why is this cunt talking to me? I'm like, fuck all, bro. So I start trying to act a bit more bamish, get on his level a wee bit, hopefully even him out a bit, so he's not like, this is a vulnerable young man here, right? Which I am. So he's talking, right, and he's like, we up to and all that, and then he says, I said, what you up to? He says, grab my pals, and they done that. I'm on the run, right? Right, and I'm like, what?
Saucy.
Aye, right. So I'm like, are you? And he's like, aye. And I said, what you on the run for? And he done, setting a train on fire. Sitting on the train, I'm like,
loco.
I'm like, all right, mate. And then I like moved down the carriage and kidded on I was getting off at Cambuslang. But he never even got. I don't think he was just trying to make small talk with me while he was on the run. He's probably no talking to many people because he's on the run.
That's what happens when you're institutionalised, isn't it? Like you just don't know how to speak to people. Like, what did you put in your toast this morning, mate? I just don't know how to have conversation.
It's mad how much a difference that an A makes in that sentence. On the run or on a run.
Aye.
I'm on a run, mate.
I'm on a run. No, I'm on the run.
The run.
The run.
I'm on run. What's run?
Sounds like a fucking different version of LSV or something.
Run. I'm on run.
Run sounds like a mad legal hide, isn't it?
Aye,
mad spice junkies, run junkies.
When you put a run.
On run, isn't it?
Run. Oh, mate, I was thinking about fucking bonfire night, mate. The idiots love I had this theory in my head, and you can tell me if you agree with it, right? The more you like fireworks, the lower your IQ is. What do you think about that?
Like, you know, I mean, I like fireworks as much as the next man. Bonnie night sound, but see, you get mad guys up here into pyrotechnics and that. This is my chance.
I don't
to
think
shine.
it's an IQ thing, mate. I think it's a mad sociopath
That's
thing.
it's like, see the guys that are into pyro, that's the same guys into quad bikes, like jet skis.
Danger.
Aye, just things like that,
But
dirt bikes and
There's
all that.
something pure. I think there's something pure dumb about like pure. Boom. Brilliant.
It's pure.
That was green.
Mate.
Look at that. Oh, look at that one. I think it's just a pure. It's like a child's activity. I think.
Yeah, I've always
really-
hated them, man. Fireworks, it's pure
Well,
pointless to me.
actually, I love fireworks. I've got like 100 hamsters I keep in my dad's shed.
You're gonna blow them
and
up?
I put them on Roman candles and all that. And I set them into the sky and stuff. And
Send them to heaven.
the squeals of the hamsters just fill me with energy, you know what I mean? Kidding on, that is sick. That is categorically vile. I dislike fireworks as much as the next because Doug's hate them. And we all
Yeah,
have
I
Dougs.
know, poor
But
Dougs.
I think just obviously fireworks are for wee guys just to throw about and get a buzz.
Aye.
Remember in school when people would shoot fireworks and
Aye,
that?
funny,
And,
they're funny, like, aye.
Mate, do you know what I think would be good? See, instead of like, not have it like New Year, Bonnie Night in George Square, they do like fucking £1 million worth of fireworks. Not
Aye,
expensive
shit,
ones.
that's good, mate, aye.
No, but imagine they just spent £1 million on one firework.
The firework.
No, like pure building up. Oh, there's wee ones. Oh, and then you get one kind of alright size one. Imagine just putting them all into one firework. Or a gunpowder, not just right up there.
Killing everybody.
Mate, that's the kind of thing they do like, in London, isn't it? Like they'd get Boris Johnson to set it off, he'd be like pure talking about like this £1 million firework, like mad British
It would
scientists.
go up. It would go up and it'd be a Union Jack, mate.
Union Jack, and it could go like the radius. It was like it can go from London to Newcastle in like 10 minutes or something.
Mate,
like that.
is that not a nuke, Boris?
London
I
to
guess
Newcastle.
Mate, that's what I've just described. I'm at atomic bomb.
The Hiroshima, my boy.
That's the
Let me tell you
origin.
about Rush, man.
I was there.
Oh, I love bomb. That's the origin story of like nuclear bombs. This guy that just wanted to make this mad super firework. And he just firework.
No, see, it's worse than fireworks. The cunts sell fireworks. The dodgiest bastards.
Mate, I remember when I was a wee guy, see like the fit boys club I played for, there would always be one of the dads, and see when it's got up to bonfire night, he used to like, as we were walking out, he would just have his boot open and be like, boys, what do you think of that? Nah, it would be stacked out, bro. Boys trying
Rubbing the thighs.
Aye, pal, boy, letting his lip, oh boy, what do you think of that?
Mate, I thought about that football team, my dodgy cunt that managed my like boys football team, one of the teams I played for, done like an entity end that was dodgy, like selling fireworks and that. Like the manager would just bring them to the game, like roll my bag right, but then he did like like dial-a-boos and all that. See any mad weird like
Dodgy
dodgy-ish
hair.
thing, mate, it was just pure right
It's a
about
pure
it.
wheeler
It's
dealer
like-
kind
see,
of guy.
Aye, mate, aye.
Pre-eBay wheeler dealers were the best. I remember my dad bought a pair of Reebok Classics with a card boot. You don't get that anymore, do you?
Oh, no.
But Balenciaga rentals this fucking time, but
Balenciaga rentals, mate, that's a real
rentals.
thing.
Cunts going into pubs like just with DVDs and shit. Just
I remember that.
Aye, that was weird, wasn't it? Like you get a guy like would come in with a bag full of DVDs, just
a
pirates and that.
bag for a butcher meat, a bag for a DVD.
Mate,
Aye, mate,
that
aye,
was the
but
Byres though, you know what I mean?
Aye, that's true.
My mate for work, man, he used to work in the Byres. I'll give him a shout out to Scott McKenzie for work, right? He used to be the guy that worked see the one selling all the like, happy hardcore tapes and that.
Oh,
and
yes.
he said it was an amazing job. He was like, I made an absolute
Best
fortune.
job ever.
How fucking good's the bar is, I know, but
I love it, mate. I love going to the Byres.
same, mate. Someday.
See, talking about jobs, like if yous, I was just thinking about this the other day. If yous ever had any jobs that were an absolute fucking nightmare, like horrible.
Every job
Yep.
I've ever had.
Every job ever.
Every single job I've ever had.
What's your worst job? Do you think? What's the worst?
used to slaughter pigs in an abattoir.
You're actually all for the hurting animal system.
No, listen, don't fucking put that across me. I used to work in B&Q when I was 16 as like a Christmas temporary job, and they treated me like fucking what did they treat me?
Tell them about the time with what did you clean? Was it pet lawnmowers?
Aye,
Nah, tell them about that. Right, this is fucking shocking, by the way.
Right,
Right,
tell me.
absolutely.
No, I don't think it's that bad. Well, you
Get
can be the
them
judge.
exposed.
They touched
No, you
me.
are,
You're coming down,
Used to
baby.
be-
I remember, see when I was in there, my gaffer in there was a dip. Honestly, I fucking hated these guts. He had big dirty mutton chops, and that way he hated his missus, hated his veins,
Hated his life.
everything, and that negative energy was getting spread into a positive young Sean Ewart, 16-year-old innocent young man trying to do a turn his first job. And he said, "Sean, there's a bottle of Tups." I didn't even fucking know what Tups was.
I still don't know what it is.
Clean all the lawnmowers. There was fucking 118 lawnmowers in the place, man. So I just sat cleaning these lawnmowers, done it, and then he was like, "Nah, it's not good enough. You need to do it again." That's like a sick fucking.
That's
See that
a-
film Saw? That's that bastard.
It's a
Saw would
control
do
thing,
that.
innit? It's
Mhm.
like
What was his
What
name,
show?
Sean?
Stephen Mullen.
Stephen Mullen, you're a fucking wanker.
Hey,
what you gonna do, Stephen Mullen?
Aye, what you gonna do, you fucking
Stephen
dick?
Mullen,
Sean,
Fucking wash that bald nut. Yours with Tups now, you baldy bastard. You gotta get hair, you bald cunt. I can't know. He was a brand new guy. He's
Maybe
great with me.
COVID took him.
He was great with me, to be fair, and that was the type of upbringing I need. See when people talk about young man, like, "Oh, no hard enough on them,
Aye,
no,
that-
no,
yeah,
no
that's why
harder,
you're
no the
solid
same
there.
anymore, no, know what I mean?
That's why you're off your nut.
I had a really bad job.
man.
I'll talk about it now. 16 years old, 16, 17, back in the day, baby, right? Worked in Marks and Spencer's in the food hall in Hamilton. Worked in Argyle Street one as well. Terrible jobs. Used to make me work in freezers with a polo shirt. And then I was temporary staff. I'm
Did they
16
know
years
that you
old.
were a hood?
No, I went to my manager. Everyone else had jumpers and zippers and that. And I went, "Can I get a zipper?" And I went, "That's for permanent members of staff only," right? So that was the first thing, right?
Fucking segregation.
That was the first thing. So that kind of led me to giving people for stuff for free in the tills and that, just when I picked and chose.
Fuck 'em.
Anyway, so I had this manager. He was called Robin. He was a fucking wanker, right?
Is there any guy called Robin that's not a wanker?
I've never met a guy. You know what I mean?
Ah,
Good guy.
R.I.P.
Good guy. R.I.P. Right.
What about Robin Hood? Fuck's sake.
The ultimate good guy.
Robin was just a bit. He tried to pick on me and that. Do you know what I mean? Just to take. It was just a horrible, ugly bastard. Miserable guy. You could tell his Wayne's wife, like Sean's situation, pulling him down. And he was a fucking wanker, right? So anyway, our manager in the shop said to me and our boy Christopher, they're like, "Right, do you just want to start like putting stock in that fridge?" And we're like, "That's fine." So we're doing it, and while we're doing it, it was about 8 at night. We're talking, and he went up to us with a checkboard, and he's like, "Why are you skiving?" And I went, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Look, who put you in this fridge?" And I'm like, "No, we were told today." He's like, "I don't believe that. I don't believe it." And that, right? So that was one thing. Then I asked for a holiday, and he was sitting. I went, "Can I get a holiday?" Just done that. No. Didn't even look at it, right?
Didn't even ask the dates or
16,
nothing?
right? Bold as fuck. I just said to him, took my badge off, and I went, "You can shove your job up your ass." Oh. Fucked the badge at him. They just flinged at him like pure ping like that, right? Right off him. He was like, "You'll never get a job in Marks and Spencer's again." So I walked out, left the place, said to my mum, "I fucking chucked the job in the bastard." So that's good. 16, no giving a fuck. So he phoned me up a week later, pure tail between the legs, and was like, "Ben, I'm really, really sorry about what happened. We're really short for staff."
Oh, you get
this
the last
weekend."
laugh.
So I was like
Sweet.
I went, "Nah, you're alright." I went, "Nah, you're alright." fuck your job. That was, I didn't say fuck your job. I just went, nah, I don't want another job.
Fair
Blah blah
dues.
blah. But anyway, I heard that Robin had some problems later on. He had a bit of a mental breakdown in the shop. He went and had a wee bit of a mad one in the shop. It's not funny, but I heard he went.
I'm not saying he deserved it, but that's karma, innit?
He was a bastard.
But Britney. Did Britney fucking deserve a mental
Not at
breakdown?
all.
Of course not.
No,
No,
it
she
was the
didn't.
fucking society. It was the paparazzi.
It was her dad.
It was her damn mate. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Have you seen the documentary about her?
No.
Mate,
no,
watch
but
it. Trust me, Netflix. It's so interesting, but it's so fucked.
I love
Her dad, and she knew her dad was going to do it. She was like, I'm worried about my family coming in and taking everything, and they just kind of did. It was horrible.
That's fucking
I think
mental.
she's brilliant.
Jamie Spears, bastard.
You know if you're watching Jamie.
You're a bastard. You control your daughter.
Fuck Jamie Spears.
Right, just I see his surname.
Mate, yours is actually amazing. Look at that thing, man.
No, honestly, mate, yours is unreal. I've not seen anything like that.
What, do you think it's legit?
Mate, yours is the most legit. Honestly.
You don't have your pals.
We're just having a fade check,
Check
brother.
their fades out, get lost.
We get fades today.
From Myles and Barbers. Look at this stuff, mate. Look at this. Tell me that's not legit, bro. Are you joking?
Fade check.
What? Guys, as you can see, obviously me and Jamie were on the receiving end of some sick fades today. We went in and seen Myles and Co, who have kindly sponsored us for this month. So aye guys, get down to Myles and Co Barbers. A lot of football players go there, mate, and that's when you know you've got a good Barbers.
That's a
Did the
good
Celtic
gear.
Rangers players go? Aye, well, you've got a good Barbers. Where are they, Jamie?
They're on Byres Road. It's 261 Byres Road.
261 Byres Road. We'll keep that up there because I know you will forget. But aye guys, get down there, and also you can book an appointment with them on Booksy, the app, or just phone, or you can get a walk-in, but make sure that when you go in or you book your appointment or you phone, you're mentioning Reilly's Gaff, because they've kindly offered a wee discount off your haircut, guys. So it's a good way to support the podcast and all get the word out there and let the sponsors know that we're doing a good job here. So yes, mention Reilly's Gaff, you'll get some money off your next sick fade.
Aye, best haircuts in the world.
And I need to be honest as well, the haircut I got, a lot of the times that mirror, we all know the feeling that mirror goes up behind your head and you're thinking, what am I about to see? And I was fucking pleasantly surprised by it.
So was that. It's a good
Genuinely. So I'll be back, and I'm sure Jamie will as well.
Of course I will. You
Cheers
seen me?
guys, thank you.
Cheers.
Daddy,
You alright, son?
yeah, I was at the dentist today.
Were you?
Guess what?
Yourself?
I just got the bus down and they were saying to me, you're not eating enough sweets.
Oh, we need to sort that.
I know.
We
Where,
need to sort
where
that.
can we go?
We can go to Dinos.
Dino Sweets and Treats?
Dinos Sweets and Treats.
Oh my goodness, guys. Dino Sweets and Treats for all your sweet needs. Look, guys, Dino's recently actually have started doing the wee, you know, the chocolate, the strawberries with the chocolate covered on them.
Oh, they're good,
You
aye.
can get like different colours in that. It's
Birthdays and that.
madness. I was doing there. I got one the other day, mate. It was absolutely delightful.
Lovely.
So, as we're saying, guys, the best sweet shop in the world, and I could not believe that. There's one in like Brazil that came second. They just won the vote. So Dino's best sweet shop in the world. Get down there, Cambuslang. It's an institution, as I always say in Cambuslang. Everybody in Cambuslang knows what I'm talking about. And I'm delighted to announce, guys, that if you are in Dino's, say you're getting yourself a wee ice cream, a wee munch, wee slush and that, right? See if you mention Reilly's Gaff, 20% off your order.
You need to go up and whisper it. You need to be like, Reilly's Gaff.
Reilly's Gaff.
Reilly's Gaff.
If you mention it to them, you're getting 20% off your order.
Madness.
So order all sorts and then mention Reilly's Gaff and you'll get a sizable chunk off your order. How kind is that from the men at Dinos? So aye guys, get down to Dinos for all your sweets and treats needs. They're at dinos.ice on Instagram and we'll leave all the other information in the bio.
Dinos Sweets and Treats, recommended by your local dentist.
Oh my goodness, Jamie. We've got a new sponsor on board.
New sponsor alert.
Investor Watch UK, they've kindly sponsored us for this month, guys. And yeah, if you want to get involved with trading things, trading anything, what kind of things can we trade, Jamie?
You can trade like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You can trade like spit with your da.
Mate,
You can.
no.
Aye.
No, it's like cryptocurrency,
Aye.
shares, it's like things like...
bodily fluids with all your pals.
No.
Like, I cannot do that.
Mate. So, we're trading things like cryptocurrency, stocks and shares, property, currencies, everything you want. They're going to teach you how to do it. So this is not some mug posing with a Lamborghini like, yo, join my fucking Forex trading thing. It's no like that, guys. What he's going to do, he's going to teach you how to do it on your own. So investorwatch.uk on Instagram, get at them, guys. And they're actually, do you know they're actually rated excellent? on Trustpilot.
Oh, that's good actually.
And it's actually hard to get that.
Aye.
Do you know what our podcast is rated on that?
It's bloody
It's not.
I think it just says astronomical.
Astronomical, huge, absolutely huge. So yeah, they've kindly sponsored us, guys, and what they will do if you join their thing is teach you how to trade, and there's also advice on properties and stuff like that as well. So kindly, they have given yous a month's free trial if you go through us. So the link will be in the bio. It's worth like £40-something. You're getting a month's free. So think about that. We are saving. All we do is save people money.
Save people money, make people money.
Make money, stack cheese.
Rise and grind.
Get bit. No, carry on. But get at them, investorwatch.uk, and all that info will be in the bio, guys, so get them there.
Cheers.
Welcome back, you absolute wee idiots, man, like the state of you.
Sit down and listen, right?
Shut up and just listen to us for a minute. Just sit at peace for a minute.
More than a minute.
Fucking hell. So we're back with Sean and Ben, and what about these facilities, guys? What would you rate this?
It's of a premium class.
Oh baby, it sure is. Listen, G4 claims it's always a premium service, boys.
If it's a credit or debit card, it's American Express.
Baby, it's a gold American Express, baby.
It's beautiful. Okay,
we can't thank G4 enough for letting us continue to use the studio, man. We're absolutely loving being in here.
They've been brilliant.
State of the art facility. So thanks to G4 as always. But we've got some more questions to ask you guys. You aren't quite done yet. Love it. So obviously we're talking about your new content just before we kind of went off on a couple of wee tangents. We found the high-rise stuff, right?
Aye.
What'd you make about that? The stuff you're doing now? I mean, you enjoying filming stuff on an actual camera with a cameraman?
Aye, well, obviously we've got the Ewart Bros, but when we went into the Real People Glasgow stuff, that was the game changer, baby. Shout out to Conor Reilly, Mr. Paul Dock, legends of the game. Aye, that's when you've got a premium camera, you know what I mean, which makes a massive difference with the editing process and everything. So, as you know, we've got the second part of the Real People Glasgow high-rise bagging coming out soon, boys. So
featuring,
and we're in it. We're all in it.
We're all in it. Paul Dock and Reese Milne, what a boy he is, and
shout out to Reese.
And shout out to Conor, obviously, as you said.
Legend.
Found the high-rise thing, and he's going to come on at some point.
He's got some mad stories, Conor.
Fantastic. So can't wait to have on. And Paul Dock, can't wait to have Paul Dock on.
What a boy.
Reese hasn't quite done.
Reese isn't coming on, but who knows?
Reese, you know, a wee bit more, need a wee bit more after you.
Listen, the Cranhill Cafe
can come on
anytime.
Reese can come on fucking anytime. Let's get Reese on, actually. Reese and Pages at the
same time.
That'd be a fucking beautiful
box office.
That's invitation to Reese.
Free invitation, Reese, you're welcome on. But obviously we filmed all that. I mean, just from my point of view, like, how much better is it filming stuff like that and with all your pals? It's so much better than sitting in your room recording yourself, mate. It's a different kettle of fish, man.
It's amazing, man. It's just it's something obviously you don't really imagine you'd ever do it, do you?
Nah.
And then we do it, you're like, oof, here's a fucking camera. I went today, you're maybe it's a bit surreal, but you get used to it after a while. I mean, if you're box office like me, you know what?
You're born with it, okay?
You're born with the challenge, you know, in front of a camera, that's when I come alive, you know. But,
you're a performer.
See, the best thing about it is seeing you're cutting about fucking high flats in Glasgow. With a camera, people like, what are you doing?
See the issues with the guys that the concierge. The concierge at Pressure Carnival for money here, no camera.
Mind you were saying last time, you'll imagine it was like a mad concierge club, and it's like they all pure meet up and go night out and all. And then we were saying it'd be funny if one of you was pretending like I'm tight with all the concierges in Glasgow.
Got connections.
Wearing the mad GCU polo shirt. I could have got this for one of the boys, you know.
I was wanting to ask like who came up with that between you two, because you two and Paul in it. That's like your
can't even remember, man.
Thing, like, you know what I mean?
It was based on, remember Lockdown 1, the infamous Lockdown 1 that every country says, oh, remember Lockdown 1, remember going on house party? It was fucking shite. Pandemics are pish. What I'm trying to say is that every cunt started climbing Monroe's and that, cunts bouncing up fucking Glencoe in a pair of Air Max 95s and that. We were like, that's just not the natural habitat for the people climbing these hills.
It's not. It's a high-rise flat.
And every cunt was doing it, and which is brilliant. Obviously it's a class thing, people are exploring their country. But a better thing is climbing high-rise flats in your local community, because better views for a start, in fact, more drama, and you're not really meant to climb high-rise flats for the purpose of getting to the tap room, so there's a bit of edge on there.
It's naughty. It is naughty, let's be honest, guys. It's a naughty activity.
Naughty.
It's urban
I felt quite naughty doing it, mate.
Urban sports.
We were the first to do it.
Oh, you just were.
We invented the sport, pioneers of the game.
Paul Dock, I know, he was a key as a fucking kingpin.
He's the boy. He taught us everything we know.
About the bagging.
Everything we know.
See the sketches. See when they're out. Where can people find them?
Internet.
Really selling it.
It's a big place, Sean.
It'll be on what, Instagram, Twitter.
Is that Ewart Bros that will come out on, or is it Paul's?
It'll be multi-platform across the board. We done it last time on Paul's because obviously he's got a bigger reach than us. He's big time. Small fry. Us small fry. He's big time.
I'm actually getting it on DVDs as well. If anybody would like it on DVD,
A Christmas present.
Ideal Christmas present.
Christmas present for an uncle say that was maybe from the Red Road or the Side Hill, which is when kaboom! It's not there
So it's the
anymore.
Red Road.
Kaboom! It's not
50 years of
Kaboom!
families, community memories.
That's so funny, man. Honestly.
Aye, mate, it's a pure novel, but a part of man, I love it.
So it's going to be out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and it's going to be, I mean, everybody will see it, let's be honest.
Aye, how
It'll
many
be
views?
shared.
How many views did that first one get?
First one had about 250,000 views.
Wow.
Big time, yeah.
Yeah.
See, for every view, I get fuck all.
Aye, that's nearly as much as we get in a day.
Hey, listen, let's not remember why you started it, for the love of the game. Right, you knew it. They're all thinking about the cash. Look, put a big camera in front of them and they've fucking sold themselves out.
Aye,
It's all about the clout.
It's all about likes, it's all about your social status, and it's all about the money, baby.
When we started to get a fuss for that money, you know, that was when Mr. Tom Ketley for Fly brought us in. We all know that, boys.
Fed the addiction.
We all know that, boys. That's when
That was a mega mix of Scottish content.
So
wasn't it?
just right now, where can people find any sketches that yous are going to be putting out in the future?
The internet, Evan, I've made answered that question. Next, please, Evan, you have your game, pal.
Alright, next, so we've got some questions we want to do.
But at Ewart Bros it is. We'll put them in the description.
Ewart Bros,
obviously, I know.
Paul Docs, that
Paul.
one obviously used as well.
Right, so obviously we've got the listeners' questions coming on board now. So
This is where we get a bit wacky.
this is where it gets a bit interesting. So the first one is from the lovely Paul Dock, and he says, is it true that Ben can toss a raisin into Sean's arse from 15 yards?
Is it true?
That's true.
How did you find this out?
We went to Queen's Park to the bandstand and I spat a raisin at my mouth and I volleyed it. Cristiano Ronaldo style. Right in his arse.
Yeah, by the way, Ronaldo's a fucking dirty beast.
Are you calling him out?
I'm calling him out, he's a beast.
Look, mate, call him out into that camera. What would you say to Ronaldo if he was right here?
You're a smelly beastie bastard. The Wolfpack hunters will fucking get you one day.
Oh, Penaldo as well. Penaldo.
Honest Penaldo fan. I think we could all answer this. Would you trade 2 inch of height for 1 inch of Bobby, or lose 1 inch of Bobby for extra 2 inch height?
Next question.
Is there an option to just stay?
No, that's the whole point, isn't it?
I'd probably take I wouldn't mind being taller.
Oh, so you would lose 2 inch of Bobby?
Not one inch of Bobby.
What? You'd lose 1 inch of Bobby for 2 inches taller?
Mine's
Eh?
is only an inch, but no,
You would lose your Bobby.
it just turned into a 2 pence piece for us.
Mate, I'm already quite small, so I'm alright with just being a wee bit smaller for that fucking sweet inch of Bob.
Fuck's sake, man. That dog is a dirty, horny beast.
Smaller to make it 2 inch, isn't it?
Right, so you're all getting a small dick. I'll go up. I'll go
You're
up.
alright
big
with the
size.
height, you're
Aye,
fucking a
I
big
can
lad.
lose 2 inches. No to the Bobby, right enough. Right, and moving on to the next question, Evan.
Reese Milne, who's got the biggest willy?
Ben.
Aye. Just as simple as that.
Turbo Tadger, fucks.
Next question.
I don't need to go into detail about
Next
that.
question.
Aye. Mate, why are all these
I love how
vulgar?
quick that
Mate,
was.
why is everything mad like fucking erotic questions? Dirty,
used
sick
to it, I know.
bastards, man.
That's all the questions? Right, so next question, we've got a question that doesn't involve any of your willies. It's from Scott Carroll 9, and he's asking if they remember him and his pal shouting "JB" at them on the Clyde walkway.
Yes, I do. I remember
remember?
that. I do.
Yeah,
Shout
true.
out to you. Aye, we were at Mabbit and
I did Dumbarnock and
with Big Josh Kinning, and then
Big Josh.
aye, and then there was this guy went, what was it like, JB? And he was just pure waving. I'm like, who is that? I was just like, how we doing?
How's
Just
he
a
know?
mad
He was a
random
good
guy.
guy. He was a good cunt.
Famous
He was a
man,
good
Yeah,
guy.
he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's pulling a lot of strings for us in this podcast, mate. He's chasing guests for us now.
Aye,
It's
mate, yeah,
excellent.
Good man.
Shout out to the boy.
Let's find another one. Oh, David Brownie, right? It's David Brownie, and it's
Brownie.
actual BROWNEH.
That's Brownie Feddenborough, that's a
Brownie
friend.
87,
Right.
right?
Good guy.
Is it?
Aye, he's a
Aye,
Brownie,
Right,
he's a
he's
mate.
asked who's mum's favourite.
Ben 100%.
100%.
Really?
Absolute bum like a...
Yeah, my
Bait
mate.
like a-
Hey, I'm a good guy, right? Sean's a bad guy. He's evil twin, you know what I mean?
Evil twin.
Know what I mean?
That gooch sniffer would do anything for a bit of fucking cuddles, know what I mean?
Cuddles off, mummy.
Mad gooch sniffer.
See that's what
Next
you call
question,
jealousy.
Evan, please.
Jealousy,
That
guys.
would-
That's
that'd be
that's
great,
how
great.
bitter is he?
That
Is
is
there an
so
evil
bitter.
twin?
Yeah, you're looking at him. Can't know, I'm actually sound. Like, can I say your sound?
promise
can
I'm sound.
You can't
No
say your
sound
sound.
until
That's
people tell you your sound.
It's like when somebody says they're funny, they tend not to be funny.
Aye.
Know what I mean?
I'm a funny guy.
I'm so funny. know what I mean?
I'm a funny guy. I've just got a question.
Aye. What's your favourite bit that you have ever done on Eton? Like any Belsus, any. What's your favourite? You can maybe give one each because it might not be the same answer.
That's a good question, by the way.
That's a great. Who asked that question?
sure.
Sorry, Jamie J 1888.
Shout out to Jamie J.
Jamie.
1888. That's an intellectuals question.
That is.
Unlike the buffoonery with Fidel. For me, my favourite one was see the girl was on for a shout. That one
Mate,
went
that one went crazy though.
crazy. Like,
What was that again? I can't even remember
So
that.
it was Sean's got a ring doorbell in his house. I went up to ring doorbell and he was like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Any chance I can let us on for a shout?" And then he's like, "No," and I'm like, "How know you fucking bum? How know you fucking prick?"
Aye.
But see the amount of people that thought that was real. What journalists contacted Sean said, "Hey, can I put
Aye,
this
a,
wee
a,
part in the
journ-
paper?"
a journalist got in touch with me and I just decided to make up a false story. I said that I stayed in Rutherglen. I said I was studying at Gorbals. They said, "What was your job?" I went to school. I said I was a plasterer. "What were you doing at the time?" I said I was watching the Only Fools and Horses omnibus. So this was posted like innocent Gorbals man showing you.
was that posted?
It was in there.
Mate, it was. We can get the article up. We'll put the
It was
article
on
up.
like Lad Bible and all that. It was in.
that's
Unfortunately,
so
right,
funny, man.
I'll say it now. I think that it went to the Sun. We weren't made aware it was going to go to the Sun before
I
that. But
specifically told them not to use the Sun. 'Cause
one
they're-
thing to say is fuck the Sun, scummy rag bastards. We fucking hate the Sun. And any journalist that works with the Sun, you can go and take a fuck to yourself.
Aye, turn that.
There we go.
Shots fired at the Sun.
Shots
man.
fired.
But
100%
still like and
newspaper.
subscribe, guys.
If the Sun want to sponsor the podcast,
The sun.
This was Ben going to the doorbell and ringing it. Roll your audio.
Hello. Alright mate, I was just wondering if you let me in for a shite. Oh mate. How no, you fucking dick? You fucking man. No. You fucking prick. Get my
I
guy.
didn't even
you can see he's laughing. You can see he's both laughing at it, but
Mate,
and
no-
that's all like plastered off from
the best
Gorbals.
thing about it is that my profile picture was, I think at the time, was a picture of my face, and it's fucking my twin brother at the door, and a random man. Would you not put two and two together? There's a guy posting a video and
Random-
basically sell at the door. Know what I mean?
Random identical
worst-
man.
The only thing I don't like about that video is my girlfriend Kirsty absolutely hates it. She does. She fucking hates
Why?
the video.
Why?
I don't know, just toilet humour, you know.
Aye.
It's not too good.
Mate, it was all bleaked out
Being
there,
the
I thought-
shite guy. I was at a wedding recently like, "You're the guy." They're like, "You're the guy who was in the wanted in for a shite." And I'm like, I know it was a joke. You know?
I was walking down my street and there was a woman we were wedding. They're like, "Oh no, you're known as the street. No, you're known as the jobby man." The jobby man. They're fucking brilliant. You know what I mean?
That, but this is the game you play.
Aye,
You know what I mean?
this
This is the
try-
danger. It's flipped on yous this time.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Exactly.
shite man.
Even for the Sun and that, not I mean, I know I said that they were scumbags
So
and stuff, but
we would like to apologise to the newspaper of the Sun and Rupert Murdoch. Anyway, Sean, what's yours?
And Rupert Murdoch.
What was yours?
Oh, your favourite bit,
video?
aye.
oh, it's just the journey is amazing. Boys. For me, being on here today is part of the journey,
Yes,
and
brother.
I don't want to get off this bus, baby.
Do you have a real bit? No.
No, everything.
Aye,
Nah,
just
genuinely.
love it all.
Just the experience of doing it all. It is class,
No,
mate.
it's just a good laugh, innit?
And it's mad, like, since we met each other, like, I feel even in myself, like, I feel since I met yous and Paul and whoever else, man, like, see when you're surrounded by people that are actually doing this thing, because I find, like, I love my pals from back in the day, but it's like, it's a part of you that they don't do. So it's like hard to relate. Like when you want to talk about it, maybe they know, but they don't really know. And it's like it's just good to have other people that are
like-minded.
It's just like-minded people in it.
Creative circle. Like we've got our boys for Blunt on that, been pals all our life, but they don't obviously do this stuff. But they love that shit. You know what I mean? So you need to get in the creative circle.
The best time we've been in the creative circle was the cult evenings on a Sunday in my basement.
The rituals,
candlelit cult evenings, baby, on a Sunday. If you've not been there, get there.
And you get your dinner and all, didn't you? Roast dinner.
By the way,
after the lamb slaughter, they just cook it.
Comment my cooking, Yusuf.
Oh, by the way,
this guy honestly makes me my dinner like. I say once every 2 weeks I get my dinner, and they made what is it you made last? A shakshuka.
Shakshuka.
Yeah, I have a pasta Thursdays with this guy.
Pasta Thursdays. Pasta Thursdays.
That's like mad like worky part about it. Oh mate.
By the way, see, I was speaking to Mark Black, Paul's brother, Mark Black. But he's not known as Mark Black, he's known as Paul Black's brother because that's kid on Matt, I love you, buddy. See that video? Remember that video? And it was like that. I remember that goal you scored for a halfway line. Watch that goal, watch that goal, watch that play. You seen it? Know what I'm talking about? The guy with the tash that. Don't know who is that guy.
Still king of boss on that one. Still king of boss.
Because we were talking, we need to get who is that guy that done that. We need to find out because it's a bit of legendary part of man.
It is a heavy funny bit of part of that.
Aye, we need to find him.
What I know is good part of see Mark Black's video, the open goal one.
Oh,
that is incredible.
That's funny, man.
That's
absolutely hilarious. Mark's coming on at December.
No, November.
Is it November?
November. He's coming on.
Right.
Mark Owen's coming on.
Mark Owen.
Take that, bitch.
Mark Wright's coming on.
Mark Wright, man. If we can get Mark Wright,
then we can get anybody.
That'd be top of all off. Obviously, we're talking about like the sketches that yous have done, the real people of Glasgow. Is there anything else yous have got lined up? As in, like, even any ideas that yous have got the new for the next bit? You going to slope the high rise or keep going?
Well, I think that we're not too sure about that, but we've got some sketch things planned in that. No doubt get yous involved in the future, but we've got a few things lined up to see where we go with that. But like that's way collectively with all the boys we work with. But for just me and Sean, like, but Byres that's done. It's never coming back. You know what I mean? Sorry to break the news, you guys, yeah. But it's never coming back.
Would you stay away from Scottish football mainly?
Not always football, but like
I wouldn't touch it awards for, man.
It's just it's a barking environment. I think it's just full of bedwetters.
Bedwell?
What bedwetters, man? All these guys feel fucking getting peeled wound up with the football. You're like, calm down, yeah. Don't piss the bed. Don't piss the bed and you go to sleep at night, baby.
I used to piss the bed, so I did.
Did you?
I used to have dry nights now, like 15. I generally did. I used to have a bladder problem.
Somebody who's 15's listening to this, like,
look at my face. Look at my face. I used to have a bladder problem. No, I did up there. I was only up there. I was about 12 or something.
Yourself, that's the kind of thing that
listen, mate.
Wait, is this legit? You actually went to bed till 15?
Aye, obviously. No 15. I mean, probably about. I think it was about 4.
14.
14. Aye. I think I was about 4.
No, I'll be pissed in the bed.
I know.
I've never pissed in the bed once. I've never pissed in a
Bullshit.
nappy.
Toilet.
I've never pissed.
Back to what Evan said, Ewart Bros, that's who we're going to put videos up there. We've got a massive back catalogue of stuff.
Back catalogue?
It's a back catalogue, maybe, yeah. That's
It's a portfolio.
A portfolio.
We'll get huge portfolio, yeah.
We'll get stuff on there. We still put stuff on Twitter from time to time, but we're trying to focus on, we've got TikTok as well. At Ewart Bros on TikTok. At Ewart Bros on Instagram, that's where you'll get our stuff.
We'll link it in the description and all.
Announce link.
So obviously we're in Reilly's Gaff. If you've got any stories about gaffs you want to share with us, not even a gaff, just being out in general.
I've got one. I think it's like a mythical. Well, people think it's a myth story, but it isn't. It's a legit story. Have any ever heard of the Dappy turning up to an afters in Glasgow story?
No. Dubs.
Dappy for Dubs. We're talking 2013 here, right?
2013.
Me, my mate Jordan, my mate Wally, were on a night out at SWG3, and obviously I don't know if the after scene's still a thing, but obviously the after hours parties are legendary in the city. So we went to an afters, and you're talking, it must have been about 8 in the morning. We're sitting in this couch, right, and obviously absolutely mad with it, and then the bouncers bounce in, they're like, boys, get up, get up, get up. They drag us up, and we're like, what have we done here, man? I actually thinking I'll be done something right and getting chucked out of this, even though it's a fucking illegal.
Am I getting papped out?
You need to be some fucking nick to get papped in an illegal rave, right? And then fucking we're stood at the side of this couch that we're sitting on, and then fucking wee guy sits on it and we're like, is that Dappy?
Did they have the hat on?
Maybe this was the point. Mind he was in Big Brother. Did you know him? Did he win Big Brother?
I don't know.
But this was like legit. He was fucking hot prop at the time. By the way, N-Dubs are fucking brilliant, right? But this Dappy was hot prop at the time. But obviously we were mad with it, so we thought it might have been a figment of our imagination. And then it turns out, Big Miz, I know, I was talking to him and he's like, I was there, I know. Just before we knew each other, I was there, I know. Mind Dappy turned up to that rave, so MD. The Dappy thing is legit.
What do you think it went? Jinky put a show in Glasgow and then he was like, is there any parties on after this, and just ended up there? Was he himself?
No, he's with another guy.
Entourage.
The other guy, what's the other guy called?
Nobody knows.
John, Big John. You've been Big John that was on N-Dubs, I know.
Oh, aye, John.
For Bells Hill, John.
Big
John Dubkin.
John Dubkin.
Aye, but in fact, we've got one more question actually I forgot to ask, right? It came from Lana, friend of the show. Lana Toland. And she asks, who would win in an arm wrestle? Should we do it? Should we get the arm wrestle done?
There's another question, I think it says, settle it once and for all, who would win an arm wrestle? It's a big question. Right,
we've been asked multiple times about the arm wrestle, I think.
Right,
so we need to get it done, guys, right? So we're going to sort out the cameras out and we'll be back with the arm wrestle, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and we will introduce the fighters on the card today. In the white corner, we have Sean the Slippery Snake Ewart, weighing in at 155 pounds. His bank account reaches 3 figures. He's got a gold watch on, and he is a slippery deviant.
Weighing in the green corner at 200 pounds, it is beautiful Ben Ewart here. He is ready to show his brother... show his brother who's boss. We'll get underway now.
Okay, and the match is about to begin. I can't believe this. The match of the ages between the twins. And what are they doing?
I love you.
Oh my God.
Brotherly love, guys. We're not here to fight.
Oh, I can't believe it. What a beautiful set.
What a way to end it, guys. On some brotherly love. Thank you, Sean and Ben, for coming on. And we'll end it with a hug. Look at this. A brotherly hug.
If you've got a brother, hug him.
If you got a brother, hug him. You never know when he's going to leave.
Hug a dog.
But aye, guys, so follow us on our socials. I don't think I've ever asked them to do that, but do it if you want. Like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And thank you for another one fucking Reilly's Gaff.
Thank you very much, Trips. Enjoyed this one.
Thank you. Good night. Mad